Hey, Tilted Barners, welcome back. Sorry it's been such a long time since we've put out a video, but I thought it might be a good time for, oh, I'm all dirty. Thought it might be a good time for an update. A lot of stuff been going on. Big thing is been getting some new equipment. So for some of you that know me outside of YouTube and social media, you know that the missus and I have been working on getting some new equipment, and behind me is one of them. So we bought a rock picker. Now the reason for the rock picker I will divulge later on in the video, but this is the first piece of equipment that we've purchased here on the new farm. Pretty excited to get this thing in use. Got it in the barn. I've got the hitch off down here, so I've been working on that. In order to get it down the road, the truck and trailer, the trailer had to, the operator had to take the tongue off, flip it in, and then that way it was narrow enough to go down the road. So this is it. You can see what we got here. It's old, but it functions. So this is made by Crown. It's only 5 feet of pickup on it, but we're no matter what it is, it's still better than picking them up by hand. The average amount of time that it takes us to take 6 acres is probably about 3 weeks, and that's with 2 people. Last year we even had a group of kids come out and help us for a morning. The rocks out here on this property are just horrible. So, and anybody who's ever done haying knows that you got to get every rock, because if you don't, you're going to hit it with the equipment. You're going to wreck blades on your mower or guards on your hay bind. So this is it. That's a good look at the hitch. So I've got it now where it's starting to toe out, and you can see, hopefully you can see that that's what it would look like. It would actually be in towards the middle here, the way it was for shipping. So that's one. Next, we'll go over here into the other side of the barn. Some of you might remember we, at the old farm, had that rotary rake. It was a big 15-footer. We ended up, I don't think I ever posted anything about it, that old rake, we ended up selling it. And the reason we ended up selling it was because we knew we were going to be static on doing haying for about 2 years. And so we had that old hay bob. You remember that from the videos as well. So we decided, you know what, for the little bit of hay we're going to be doing, it made sense to sell that rake and just use the hay bob and use the money on the old hay rake to put towards like fencing and stuff like that. So kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul in some ways, but for us it made more financial sense than to just have that expensive piece of equipment sitting around doing nothing, you know, and not making us any money. So we got rid of it, and this is what we replaced it with. So this is a New Holland 256 mower, hay rake. So this is what we got here. I decided to try going with a more conventional hay rake. I really like the rotaries, but they're expensive. And I'm gonna give this a try and see how it does. You know, if this thing works well, then we'll just keep it. If not, then we'll use it for a year or two and then upgrade to a rotary again. But you can see this has got the dolly wheels on it. I had to kind of kick the wheels out so we could get the tractor here, kind of packing everything in. So this is the next thing. So nothing really much to talk about. 5-bar rake. I don't remember what the width is on it. I want to say like 8 feet or 8.5 feet, something like that. So kind of excited to try something new, get that put into use. You know, of course, behind us we still have the 5420 that's still going strong. So but you can see kind of got everything packed here in the barn. And then behind that we've got the, see back here, it's kind of got a bunch of stuff piled on it, lawnmower, but back in there's the hay mower. So just trying to pack in as much stuff as we can into this little space. But yeah, so rock picker and new hay rake for Tilted Barn. So we're pretty excited about that. What else is new? What have we done in the last year that you guys haven't been privy to? Of course, you remember we moved into the house. So we got that done. Let's head outside here. Well, I guess now's as good a time as any. So the big news is we ended up picking up a little more land. Just leasing, not buying. But behind me, all that bean stubble back there, there's about just short of 15 acres right there. So we picked that up on a 4-year lease. That's why we had to get the rock picker. That's why we had to upgrade, not upgrade, but get that the hay rake. The hay bob just doesn't cut it. It is just too much. It just leaves too much behind. Leaves too much. Doesn't catch all the hay when we're raking. When I go out there and I look at it, it's pretty bad. There's a lot of leftover hay just sitting on the ground. So this back here, we thought, you know what, we're not picking rocks. Mrs. Tilted Barn said no way. So the plan is to pick rocks with that, get all the stones picked, get it seeded, hopefully sooner rather than later. So if we can get a good early seeding in, we'd love to get that rock picker back up for sale, so that somebody else can maybe buy it when they're getting ready to do row crops. So when they're getting ready to do soybeans and corn and everything else, you know, that's our goal, is to basically buy it, use it, sell it, get out of it what we got into it, and then we've got this whole thing ready to go. We've got the new hay rake, so we'll be able to move along a little quicker on that. But that's the big news. Recap bins, so we got those up. Those are working great. Haven't had any issues with those. Of course, you know, we're out of pigs and chickens this time of year. We should be getting the piglets and chicks pretty soon here. But the bins last year when we were using them, they worked great. Worked absolutely great. No complaints at all. Very, very happy with these. So we should be getting a feed order here in the next probably 3-4 weeks. We'll get these bad boys topped off and ready for some critters. So what else? We got some new animals. We're going to be buying about 4 head of feeder or stocker animals, beef. So with the story we had last year with the one dying, so we were short one, and so Mrs. Tilted Barn and I, we decided that, hey, you know what, we're short one, let's replace it. And also we want to get a couple of replacement heifers. Our market's been pretty strong, and so we're looking at adding the number of breeding pairs that we have. So currently we're only at 3. Ideally, I think we'd like to be up to 4, and with this lease back here on this piece of dirt, depending on how much we have stocked for winter storage or for winter hay, you know, kind of toy around and see what our comfort numbers are at, be it 4, maybe 5. I know for a fact 3 cow-calf pairs in the bull. Just last year, with just this one pasture here, we had more pasture and more forage than we had capacity for head for, if that makes any sense. So basically, we needed more animals to keep this thing going. It worked out okay because last year was a really dry year, but bottom line is I think with one more cow-calf pair, we could have easily have maintained a comfortable forage and pasturing schedule. So, you know, that's kind of where we're at. We'd like to get up a little bit higher, at least bump up to 4 cow-calf pairs, plus the bull. And I think with this pasture here that the cows were on last year, this pasture here, which we could end up putting animals on too, you know, we could actually really kind of bump up and just kind of see what our capacity is. So that's where everything's at, and nothing much is, well, I shouldn't say nothing much has changed. We've had quite a few big changes, I'd say. I mean, more land, more cattle, more equipment. So yeah, things are going pretty good. And hey, I want to thank everybody for watching and tuning in, and it's good to hear from everybody. So thanks, and we'll catch you on the next one. I'll keep you posted.